All right guys, on today's video we are replacing the belt tensioner on this 8th gen Honda Civic R18 motor. Same concept for a lot of these 8th gen, 9th gen R18s, and very similar to all the K series. And long story short, I'm not going to do a step-by-step video on how to do it because it's pretty straightforward, and there's plenty of great videos that have detailed step-by-steps. Well, but essentially the hardest part of removing the belt tensioner is going to be, this is going to be the hardest bolt right here, the pivot bolt. Everything else is easy. This bolt's easy. It just pivots on here with an Allen. Now this is the Allen, and it's a 5/16 Allen, and I strongly recommend you guys use one of these that are not stripped, like a brand new one or barely used one, so it's nice and square. As you can see, it bolts up over there. You don't have much room and much leverage to use this one from the bottom to break it loose, because I was trying to break it loose and it kept hitting the AC condenser. But from the top, once you remove the alternator, as you guys can see, alternator's removed. You have to remove the water pump 3 bolts here, that they're 10 mils. You have to remove those in order to shimmy those parts out. But once you remove those, you can actually take your 5/16 from the top, you know, put it right on that bolt, and you have enough leverage to lefty-loosey it from here. And that's probably going to be your best bet. I've seen a lot of people use their own extensions, 5/16 extensions, but you need something beefy and strong such as this. Otherwise, you're going to be breaking parts. Especially, this is important if you don't want to drop the motor mount. A lot of people drop the motor mount, lower the engine, have more room to take off that bolt. But to avoid all that, again, take your alternator out, get yourself a 5/16 such as this, pop it on, and you broke it loose. What's crazy is, now that I'm at this point and about to replace everything, the craziest thing I've noticed is the belt. I got the OEM belt on the outside, and you could tell the difference how much longer the OEM belt is. It's 130,000 miles on it. I think it's a 7 rib. The new one's a 7 rib too. But now I'm curious if my, you know, the pulley's good. Pulley spins fine. Both pulleys spin good. At first I thought the tensioner lost its tension, or maybe you know, there's no more oil in it, and it's vibrating when the car is running, especially when it's cold. It sounds like you got engine knock, but it's really this whole assembly that's vibrating. But now, again, I'm curious if I just needed a new belt, if it was just so out of spec that since the belt was so loose, I mean, it's literally like 3 inches, 2 to 3 inches longer right now after 130,000 miles. So maybe the old tensioner would have been good if I put a new belt on it. I'm very curious. Now I'm going to keep that part as backup in case in case I need it in the future. But since we're here, we're going to install the new pulley, new arm, new tensioner, and new belt. So just the FYI and a tip for you guys doing these belt tensioners. So the old belt tensioner is out, the new one is in. I got it tightened out, and you see, if I move this new one, nothing, no movement whatsoever. The old one, when I did this with nothing being connected, oh, I wish I got a video of it. It was just moving back and forth, flopping around. So big difference here. We got that screw nice and hand tight. Here's your other screw, nice and hand tight. So I got the new tensioner installed. As you can see, that's the new tensioner there, and seems good. Unfortunately, the other belt was too short, and I tried to route it like 3 different ways, and I was not able to get it on. So I don't know if that kit comes with like a 2006 belt, because I guess there was a service bulletin, and then I think they made a longer belt for these R18 engines. So If anything, I suggest, and I think this is gonna work, I think you should, I'm reusing my old belt, but I think you should just buy a 9th gen Civic R18 belt, and that, no question, should work for you. Because the new belt was about 37 inches, so times 2 in length, and the old one was 41.5 inches times 2. So you see we're missing about 4.5 inches on the belt. So I like the way I routed it. I like the way it's routed now. This is how it's always been routed. So the new belt is just not gonna work. I gotta shop around, get a belt here eventually, but as long as that tensioner is not making noise and knocking, because it sounds like, again, it sounds like an engine knock. And when I first heard it, I was really worried, because the OGs know I blew this motor. I bent cylinder #1 rod when I was turbocharged on this motor, and hearing that noise right in this area, I thought, man, that rebuild I did was going to hell. Thankfully, it was just the belt tensioner. And the weird thing is, it would really act up in the winter when it was cold. Now it's summertime or springtime, and it doesn't give you that much noise, but occasionally you still hear a little bit of a shudder. I'm sure it has to do with the fluid that's in that tensioner there. But yeah, this is best case scenario, and I'm happy. Hopefully the car lasts a long time. 130,000 miles on it right now.